I'm glad I have this thing because it's helping me calm down. Because I'm kind of getting fucking tired of my dungeon losing. Though on the bright side, if my dungeon isn't gonna win, neither should corruption. And so far that seems to be the case. But at least as far as this week has been concerned, that has become the case. All is right with the world. For now, all we need to further that is to gain another whatever boost of membership happened with them and the Corruption fan page. I'm still bitter about that personally, but that's just me. And this is the dungeon bias talking. But anyways, so yeah, I'm gonna just pet this entire time. No big deal. So, oh, by the way, it likes it when I talk Wookiee to it. By the way, easy. Anyways, so, Sean Sullivan versus Adam Witt. The Den if anything we've learned this week, both us and Corruption, us and by that I mean the Den, Dungeon, and Corruption just can't seem to get a break at all yet this year until Schmitz pretty much retains the belt, which he better. He needs to be one of the few people in IG that do it. And Mara needs to truly earn her spot. It would have been a different story if Kalinowski did win and actually showed up to play at the Spectacular. He didn't. Not saying that he probably won't make up for that later, but for now, you and Kalinowski should just settle a grudge match to have the right to face Smets eventually. I like you though, Mara, and you're part of the reason why the Quirky Mercs, part of the many reasons why the Quirky Mercs are in my top 5 of the factions we have in the 9 factions we do have, specifically number 4 at the moment. You'll move up eventually. You guys will move up eventually. But anyways, sorry, this petness thing is, I can't not laugh. But anyways, as far as the match itself, I want to also, this is a Friday as of this recording. I don't know if you'll get this the day of or on Monday, but either way, I'm planning on making sure I have that everything said here is before the live event, because I'm a patron. I will probably be seeing it some way, somehow, regardless, so it's whatever there. But anyways, the match itself, it was fine. I mean, Adam Witt put up a good first round, though. The follow-up match, I think he got second, and Kaiser decided to finally wear his Faith No More shirt. I don't think he did last season at all. He's gone on and mentioned that, but finally about time he did, though I'm not sure that Mike Patton appreciate the opponent's choice slice on there, but though I understood him trying to put it on, like, messing with Kate Mulligan on that one, and been interesting to see how that match was going to go. And Sean, and given what they were teasing in the one promo a couple weeks back, hold on, let me fix this. Okay, that's better. Sean Sullivan was possibly rumored to possibly wind up having a rivalry with Ken Knapsack, and it seems they're building up to possibly that at some point. I mean, he is a former champ, but we got to see him get a win finally, because he hasn't had a win lately, and he wound up having to face Alex Damon just because they didn't have anyone else, and he was the only big name that could do it, since Whitwer just hasn't bothered to try, and he's made it clear he's not coming back. So, unless if he does, it'll probably be an exhibition. At this point, that's the only way, because at this point, with how great Ed Damon is, even if Witt were to come back, it has just been nothing. And these guys are good. We're at least able to put up a good enough match to show that how the building blocks of this new division. Plus, it's the first round is now apparently, I didn't even notice it until much later, but apparently it's only 6 questions instead of 8. Okay, I guess. But yeah, I'm so I'm a little kind of getting pissed at again my dungeon's losing, but you know, as long as Corruption don't decide to get a win on us, I think we'll be okay. Don't get me wrong, especially when we get to that singles match in a minute. But it's nice to see a Star Wars match as opposed to a teams match since we've been getting those for the past couple weeks. And we're supposed to have gotten an IG match, I guess, which was supposed to be that championship, but I guess we're not going to get it until it may be a throwdown, or it's going to be, I guess it'll be a throwdown. I don't know. I do hope we do get to see that match whenever that airs, and I hope my boy succeeded. I still have the shirt, it just needs to get cleaned. Okay? Just calm down, Smets. But anyways. As far as my top three factions that are currently have my eye on for personal bias reasons. Obviously, the dungeon, usual suspects, but that's mostly because of birthday boy bias. I'm biased with the manager, and of course the den has proven their worth. I mostly just because I just like some of the personalities in it, and Mulligan's proven herself as a fun personality. Even this match coming out to like an Irish jig of all things, which has nothing to do with Star Wars, but it works well with Mulligan, especially her whole Irish thing, and plus the Chicago native thing, the Bears, and all that fun thing stuff she does. It just works well with her, and she's gonna keep doing the accent, so. Until she's no longer a heel, I guess. But also, hold on a second. I feel like it's something in my eye there. I'm sorry. But yes, I liked the matchup. The match was fine. I liked it a lot more that it wasn't a TKO with the Star Wars match. And Adam Witt's actually proved he can hang, especially despite a few of the point losses that happened in that match that set him back a little bit with the solo Star Wars story, one which you'd think would be a weakness, but it's just more the fact that he just needs him forgetting how the game is, and it's just a little rain rust, and he'll bounce back eventually. I don't expect at this point. This match doesn't may have me believing that they're ready for Damon yet, but right now Damon's going to be going into this Saturday at Atlanta, be preoccupied trying to prove his worth in IG, which against Emily Rose Jacobson, who I'm going to say she'll have the win, but I'm not going to count Damon out necessarily. He'll probably put up a fight, and if he winds up getting Star Wars on the wheel in round 2, good luck with that, Emily Rose Jacobson. So, hell, in fact, if you wind up getting it and actually getting all the questions, which I'd be surprised in, that's for sure. Oh boy. And plus, I'm kind of getting tired of Roxy's mouth right now, so I already dealt with it enough with the whole dungeon thing last season, and clearly they proved a hell of a lot more than Roxy ever did, aside from, and if we're being honest, that win was really more so because of the fact of Snyder's past experience in tag teams, and Draco's experience having been a part of Fight Club alongside the Shire Wolves themselves. And that's really more Emma Fife than Roxy, really. I mean, Roxy may be what's allowed them to become cohesive, but that's about the extent that she had at that point. But it didn't exactly work out as well. If it worked out as well as they thought, they would have retained and not had the Shire Wolves wound up winning it, being the last, and I guess the last one to actually team or anybody who had a championship belt to actually wind up with a rematch clause at this point. So, because you got to, by that point, they want to have more players come in and have more people get the belt, I guess. And that seems to be what the case is going to be. And that's my predictions with my. Overall, I do believe the undercard will play a big, huge part in what will be could be the shifting of tide of what will happen within the Finstock Exchange, or at least the whole thing between them and Roxy. And that might really be what will affect the mood of the match, or at least the Finstock Exchange going into the main event itself and the rest of the night. I don't know if that Atlanta live event becoming the shift over from what happened within the few months since the Florida thing. Maybe that's what the issue will be with that. I don't know. But we shall see what happens with that. Again, I mean, even Sean Sullivan was impressed how that fight, he got that 5-pointer and then tries to come up. That was at least enough, but I could kind of tell Sean was going to wind up getting his 2 and his 3. I was hoping he wouldn't, but just to see Adam get a win. But then again, it winds up working out better because given Sean just pretty much decided to play into the heel part and call out everybody in the league and try to put him on notice. Even though he's already, and it's pretty clear he's going after Ken. He wants that belt, but he's going to have to definitely go after Ken, or at least the way Ken and Grace is back and forth in that promo, it seems like they were hinting at them two facing off against each other, almost as if they kind of knew Sean Sullivan would have won. I was hoping that entirely wasn't the case because, my dungeon bias. But, it's what it is, I guess. I did enjoy, and I also enjoyed, I wound up enjoying, given I'm just freshly off of watching it, I really did enjoy the singles match. I'm impressed with the Barbarian. I like him as a character, and on top of that, he's probably this year's Tom. And Kevin Smets, and Paulo Yama in terms of impressive rookies that actually can, well, more so the Tom part in terms of character, of being able to hold an interesting character and actually know how to answer some and know how to answer some freaking questions without missing anything at all. Like, this is some Tom Ethan Irwin levels. I actually want to see Tom versus Barbarian at some point. Tom needs to be able to make it on his own in singles first, but yeah, I think, yeah. I cannot wait to see how that's going to pan out, so with that. And they were back and forth. I mean, Klee the Pimp Wiggins, I don't know why she chose Pimp, and with a name like that, you'd think you'd fit in with Swag Squad. But anyways, I'm hoping, though, Shannon's smart and keeps her and doesn't trade her off like she did to Bonnie. Bonnie made sense, given that her availability, more so or less, and given how the level of availability it seems Robert Burnett is to his freaking players. It's, why not give an unavailable person to some, whatever. Hell, it's funny how she shows up, but yet when it came to her play, she didn't, and yeah, you don't want to have to keep that unless it was going to give you some points in the future and lead you to future points, and she's just not playing. Like, the game has changed. She hasn't even played anywhere close to what she was, and she needs to learn to prove it. She's going to have to prove herself a little bit more. I don't know who she's going to have to face to do that, but anyways, as far as with Klee, I don't know. Same with her. I don't guess. Maybe she might be interesting if she beat Bonnie, though. For that one, I had to face Bonnie, I guess, after that, and she'll probably win it. It'll be given what she wound up putting up with, but yeah, I'm looking forward to more of both of these guys. They're back and forth in their level of knowledge, even the snarkiness of their knowledge, and how he is with that chinchilla. I mean, I guess is what it is or something, even though just. But yes, and the round 2. Apparently, he's good at Coen Brothers. For the most part, aside from having one multiple choice, he had a near perfect round, 2, and he didn't even have, because she didn't get any of her questions. It was just a bad round 3, and none of the questions of the categories she wound up with just didn't work for her. She just didn't know when she needed to. So maybe she didn't know. So she was just given a bad hand. And she's going to have to learn to study a little more and prepare if that is what it takes. We know she's good. And I hope Shannon does know from that performance she's good compared to what happened with Bonnie's performance. So I'm hoping she doesn't. I know it seems like a heel thing to do, but given that she can prove she can hang despite the round 3 issue being she can hang. At least give her one more match. Klee Wiggins one more match before you decide to trade her, Shannon. I'll say much. And Finn Stock Exchange and Den are pretty much the top dogs right now in the league at this point, given them what we've gotten out of the matches. And this week has definitely made that even more clear. Witt's proven himself in Star Wars. Sean Sullivan's definitely further made a name for himself. If anything, this week has proven that the rookies going into some of these matches in this season are going to be stellar. Even far more, because last season was a season for rookies, because we wound up having for a while a rookie with a singles championship belt, or at least in terms of fan leagues, at least it was more of fan leagues payoff, finally paying off dividends in Paul getting the singles belt, with the help of Kalinowski, of course, Chance Ellison having his team's belt, and then ending and capping off the year with my boy Kevin Spencer Smets getting his finally due diligence that he was denied because Don't Tell Peter, and he's learned to embrace. And I'm hoping he does retain. I want him to be one of the few that can do it. Morrow will probably put up a fight, but I do believe he'll pull out the win. I want him to. And do we need and if he's the next match the Dungeon's ever going to have next after these past 2 matches, please win. We need it for the Dungeon itself in terms of points right now. And having it even in a championship match of at least 2 would be nice. More so to make up for the lack of 2 points that we lost from there, and it's a championship match. So yeah, it would be nice. At least get a win in the Dungeon column for once. And at least put us in the top 5. Or at least get us somewhere to number 1 like we should be. But it's going to be a tougher climb now with the way things have been going with the Den and the Finn Stock Exchange. Even though I don't hate the Den, and there's a lot of nice, interesting personalities coming out of there. Well, more so a lot of the same personalities I do like. I mean, Goddard's proven himself pretty well. He can hang, and I hope he can hang well enough to get Rachel where she needs to be to get to a belt. At some point. I'm hoping Janine will as well. I don't know who she's going to partner with, Janine, if she's planning on doing teams anymore. But anyways, the match itself, I mean, the back and forth between them were great. I do believe there's a conspiracy theory in terms of what's happening with the My Dungeon. But as long as corruption ain't getting anywhere yet, I think we'll be good. As long as we get a win before they do, we're good. We're good. We're good. But anyways, I guess for the most part, that's kind of it off the top of my head for these matches of Adam Witt versus Sean Sullivan for the Star Wars, and then the singles match between 2 debuting rookies in the Barbarian, whose actual name I'm not entirely sure of, and then there's Klee, the Pimp Wiggins, and they at least in their round 1s and most of their round 2s, they did prove themselves pretty well. It was just the problem was really more so or less in her not being able to pull out her round 3s and winding up with a TKO, because it wound up being a really shorter match than expected. not even over the 40-minute mark. So, but for even being a short match, it was still pretty intense and pretty good, showing the rookies. And for newbies in Star Wars, I mean, was nice as well. But it just laid the groundwork to set a precedence of fairly good Star Wars matches going in to the season as well. And I'm hoping Witt will get a chance to prove himself a little bit better. I don't know who he's going to have to face to do it. And then there's talks that Ben Goddard will probably will wind up facing Robert Parker, even though I guess it's for singles and not so much just IG. Unless he knows some IG, because I thought like Robert Parker was supposed to be IG, just IG. I don't know, but we'll see what happens with that. But anyways, what did you all think of the match here with what do you think of the matches this week? What are your predictions, I guess, going into the live event Saturday, if you're going to actually to it, or wind up seeing the live stream, which is what I'm unfortunately the latter, and plus it's just too far away from where I live, and I'm just going to save up for Chicago's live event. Hopefully it's not going to be during any specific things I may have to do in life, knowing my luck. But anyways, leave a comment below, let me know. Rock the like button with thrust if you must. If you like this video, like and follow me at my Facebook. The link is in the description. Also, click that subscribe button, hit the notification bell. And this is Rockin' Movies with Tyler. This is Schmoedown Rocks. I'm Tyler. And keep it real, keep it rockin'. If you smell what the movie trivia Schmoedown rocks. Schmoedown rocks. Schmoedown Entertainment Network. I'm forgetting the sponsor. Why am I blanking on the sponsor? Whatever. Love that their sponsor. But anyways, Skybound. And all that stuff is cooking. Ooh, yeah.